The dog runs back in front of the truck. The bunny slams the brakes again, and this time the kid falls all the way off.
I just saw it. You're right.
And I'm telling you, this is why that park closed from the lawsuits.
Hello, and welcome to the Skiffy and Fanty Show's Torture Cinema Holiday Edition.
Daniel, it's that smell again. Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Fee-fi-fo-fee, I know he's right nearby. Fee-fi-fo-fee, although he thinks he's fooling me. Fee-fi-fo-fo, he's right nearby, I know. If he's hiding in the closet, if he's underneath the bed, I'll soon have him wishing he were back home instead. Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman. Fee-fi-fo-fi, I know he's right nearby, 'cause I smell him. That's why.
Oh my god. Did you memorize that all?
You're
You
damn
memorized
right
the
I
whole.
did.
So how many times do you have to watch that? Wow.
So my wife is a little bothered at the moment because I've been singing that around the damn house.
That's never
I'm
going to
just
go out
glad
of
you're
our
still
heads now.
married, man.
God.
She doesn't know what's going on. So she just hears me singing this ridiculous song out of nowhere. And she's like, oh, you're just like our 12-year-old who randomly sings TikToks and stuff. And it's like, oh, okay, makes sense now.
Longest tagline ever.
You're welcome. Well,
All right, I'm Daniel.
I'm Sean, and tonight we have a special victim for this merry edition of Torture Cinema, writer Aurelius Reigns. Welcome, good sir, and we apologize.
Oh, no. There's no apology. No apology needed. This was a fine movie. Hi, I'm Aurelius Reigns. I'm a writer. I make stuff. I break stuff. I teach stuff. Love y'all. Let's go do this.
Yes. So today we're discussing the 1972 Christmas musical classic featuring two of the biggest names in holidays, Santa, and of course, his good friend, the Ice Cream Bunny, who we all know and love. And this movie comes from the bold, creative minds of two of the biggest names in Hollywood, Richard Weiner and Barry Mayon. It stars Jay Ripley as Santa, a lot of children, and other people that will vary depending on which version of this cinematic masterpiece that you do watch. Sean has more on that to come. It has a 1.3 out of 10 rating on IMDb and a 13% on the Rotten Tomatoes popcorn meter.
A whole 13? Okay.
That means somebody rated it over 1 out of 10 on IMDb.
Yes.
For the statistical average to work. Someone had to do it.
Wait till we get to our grades. We might have an A here from some participant.
Well, this film was, as always, selected by our Patreon supporters based on a poll of terrible Christmas films, which came from suggestions by Stephen the Strange. I will specifically say that Stephen broke the tie. It was between this and, I can't even remember what the other film is because my memory has been destroyed.
Mexican Santa.
Oh, it was the Mexican Santa. That's right, 1959
that they
Santa.
did on MST3K.
Yeah. Okay, well, we could have watched that instead, I guess. So if you're not yet subscribed, please go to patreon.com/SkiffyandFanty. $1 a month, and you can vote on our polls, and you get free episodes and all kinds of fun stuff. And it helps us pay for hosting. So there you go.
All right. So before we dive into this mess, we need to do the annual or the regular monthly tradition of what we're all drinking. And some of us may be imbibing in the alcohol. Some of us may not be, and either way is fine. And as always, just a message to everyone out there, please remember to drink responsibly if you do happen to imbibe. So, Aurelius, starting off with you, I guess, what are you drinking for this endeavor?
Mint tea. I'm a rebel.
You're
Perfect.
rebel.
I'm the boy your mom warned you about.
Paul would be proud.
That's right, because Paul sometimes will just have like some tea or some water. Dihydrogen monoxide, as he sometimes says.
So you are living on the edge with the mint.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
I'm
hardcore.
not. I'm not that. I'm serious. It's going to get like about 10 minutes in. I'm going to get buzzed.
Hey, mint tea's
And
awesome.
I'm either going to get really violent, really angry, or really horny. God, pray for what you want.
The ice cream bunny does that to you.
Yeah.
One of those things.
If anything could be an anti-aphrodisiac, it is the 7-hour scene of the damn ice cream bunny driving towards you.
With the really annoying siren.
Yes.
I remember watching that part and thinking they should have sent a furry. I don't know.
It would have been better. Would have raised a lot of questions. Oh,
All right,
lordy.
so Sean, what are you drinking?
So I decided today I would love myself because we watched this movie. And so I was at my local Hy-Vee, and in the Hy-Vee, they have a bunch of local brews, and I was very pleased to discover that they had Lion Bridge's The Spice Must Flow, which is, in my opinion, one of the top 5 beers ever made. And I thought I would never get to have it again because the place I normally go to get them, they didn't have a keg anymore for them to deliver. And so I thought that was it. I thought it was done. And then I saw it and I snatched it up in a heartbeat. This is a black ale with maple, cinnamon, and what they describe as melange. I don't know what that is, but it is absolutely divine. So,
what brewery is this from?
Lion Bridge Brewing Company in Iowa. I can't remember what city it is. It doesn't matter. They can call and sponsor this show just for this specific beer. Or a non-alcoholic version. I would also love a non-alcoholic version of this if you could do it. Because
we
I would
tried,
drink that
but we
too.
never got Spreckers. Maybe we'll get them.
God, well, you guys
to sponsor it all.
Anyway, so that's what I'm going to drink. I did bring something second to drink, but I don't know that I'm going to get to it because I may just nurse this for the entire hour we're going to be here because it is really freaking good. I don't know what to tell you. It's so good. Daniel, what about you?
I just made myself an eggnog heavy on the nutmeg. And so it's eggnog with 2 types of whiskey. An Irish whiskey, and then I put in a new Blackberry Crown Royal whiskey that I discovered, which on its own I think tastes disgusting. But in the eggnog, it works fine.
Okay. That's fun, I get. I've never done alcohol like eggnog.
Really?
No, never.
Whiskey and rum
Really?
and an eggnog?
Yeah, I've never done it.
Huh.
I mean, I've only done eggnog out the carton, honestly. Just straight. So
just straight, not even poured in a glass.
Just right.
Yeah,
right
that's the way you're supposed to do it. Yeah. It's just like, that's actually the best way. You get the most flavor out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you choke on it a little bit as you're trying to gulp it down, even better. Yeah.
'Tis the season to bathe in it.
Yeah, you know.
I don't know that I would bathe.
That's what it's
in
there
it.
for.
I'll be honest. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't you think it would be good for the skin?
I feel like it'd have the opposite effect. I feel like you'd come out really weirdly creamy.
Isn't that the goal?
I don't know if I want my skin to be creamy. I don't want to
Come
ever
out
be
looking at
described.
K-pop photo shoot, just like perfect skin, just
Yeah, you got like an egg wash, you'd be all sheeny.
But if you start like melting, like one of those what's that House of Wax movie where like it gets turned into wax and like they're waxing melting off? I don't know. I'm not going to do the experiment to figure out what eggnog does to you because the amount of eggnog you would have to put.
That happened to William Shatner in The Devil's Rain, I think.
Oh,
if I remember.
Also House of Wax. You're welcome.
Okay. All right. Well.
Okay.
Sean, we need a summary of this movie, Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny, which I would guess a summary of it, like its plot's not going to take very long, but we do also need to go into sort of like the whole idea of like the explanation of different versions of this movie and all that stuff too.
Okay. Is that my job?
That's your job.
Oh boy. Okay, so Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny is basically about Santa, who, for reasons I don't think any of us understand, has gotten stuck in the sand. I won't put that in quotes, sorry. Stuck, in scare quotes, in the sand in Florida. And his reindeer, have also abandoned him because it was hot. Why he didn't ride one of the reindeer and then just go home?
Because he's too huge, or I don't know.
Well, but okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point is, right, he's stuck there and he like starts calling children, which is, for this era, almost certainly like the beginning origin story of a serial killer. And the children come and they like try to help him get out. And then in the middle of it, he tells one of two possible stories. One is the story of Thumbelina, ? And the other is Jack and the Beanstalk. And at the end, he is freed by the mysterious ice cream bunny, who may also be the origin story of a serial killer at some point. And that's basically the movie. It is, in the most loose sense of the term, a film. Yeah.
That's a pretty fair summary.
Yeah. And to be clear, the Jack and the Beanstalk, like, it's just the story of Jack and the Giant Beanstalk with songs. And then the Thumbelina, it's just the story of Thumbelina with songs. Like, there's nothing else. If you know those stories, you've seen this already, except you've probably seen a better version.
It's important to the plot of the whole Santa being stuck story, though. Because
is it?
This is where Santa is delivering his, like, the sermon to the kids, right? This is his message, where he's preaching to them.
The slave.
He's preaching to them, the importance of never giving up hope. And if you just keep wishing for good things and reach for the sky, good things are going to come. You're going to get out, like your sled's going to come unstuck from those sands.
Okay. No. No, Daniel. No. What Jack and the Giant Beanstalk is really about, in this version of it, is it's about how you steal things from hardworking people. That's one. Because I will just note that in this version of Jack and the Giant Beanstalk, the only person we actually see steal things or commit crimes are the regular-sized humans. Honest John, or Jack, or whatever his dumb name is, and Jack, who goes up to, admittedly, he's kind of a jerk because he yells at his wife for no good reason, but still, he steals stuff from him, and we're told the Giants stole it. Did they really? I don't think so.
Well, we're just told it, like, disappeared, like somebody stole it.
He found it, is what happened. Jack was, like, singing with his harp, and he left it in the woods, and the giant found it. That's what happened. Finders keepers, kid. Sorry. Anyway.
No. All right. So we, I guess, should get to our likes and dislikes then. And so, Sean, why don't you start us off with your like for this movie?
Oh, you know my like already. That song is fire.
The song is such an earwig.
Fire.
Yeah.
So in one of the two versions, the version we watched with everybody else was the one with Jack and the Giant Beanstalk. And that one mostly doesn't have good songs, as in almost all of this movie doesn't have good songs, except the Giants Fee Fi Fo Fum song, which they must have got, like, the discount opera theater guy from the local area to sing, because he actually kind of has a voice. And I just freaking love that whole bit so much. And I love his voice. Like, it's the first time I've ever been able to do that, like, really ridiculous, like, like kind of white bread Southern angry accent. And it actually fit characters we're actually watching on screen, because he's literally going around yelling, like, I hear that smell again, right? And yelling at his wife. And then he sings this song with the beautiful voice of an angel. I love it. I love it so much. It was so fun. There's a reason why I sang it, guys. Like, it's in my head rent-free. No other song in this whole thing is in my head. But that song lives inside me.
Well, Thumbelina has, like, a fa-la-la-la-la song or tra-la-la song that is somewhat catchy as well. That one was, in the Thumbelina version, that was the only one that stuck.
But you didn't sing it.
I did not, no. But I did not practice it ahead of time either.
Days, guys. I've been practicing for days.
Commit it to memory. Yeah.
You're darn right.
So is that the only like you had?
Oh yeah. There's nothing else to like about this movie. Like
this.
I had to go with what I could find.
That's not true.
No, there's nothing. Come on. I mean, other than it made me look up Pirates World, yeah, they're not really a lot. But I will just say, it's not a fake like. I legit love the song. It's a good. I want it as my ringtone. If I knew how to do that on my phone, it would be my ringtone, and I would actually take my phone off silent mode just so people could hear it.
Get him out of here.
The whole fucking song, or just like the beginning of the fee fi fo?
Oh no, the whole thing, every inch of it. Yeah. It's a good song. I don't know what to tell
I can see you like taking out your cell phone and just like listening to it. Like, no, wait, I'm not going to pick it up yet.
It's me dancing over here, like, yeah. Me on the subway, just woo.
Christmas classic.
I want to dress up as that guy for Halloween next year.
That would be some really obscure cosplaying.
I mean, he's the only good actor.
With the hair out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the hair out and I got chest hair, so I could totally do it.
Just mead, like get some crazy group of some mead in there, like some rubber cement, like mead. Just
have some creepy crawly thing in.
Hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. First prize.
100%. If anyone gets what I'm doing, yeah. Otherwise, they just think I'm like a weird guy who came in off the street. Well, who's next?
Aurelius?
Yeah, what's your like?
You are.
Oh, so okay. Walk with me. Okay, just bear with me. I'm a teaching artist. I teach, and oftentimes I have people, either adult or children, who never even try, and they have all these excuses as to why they can't do it. Right. And so I usually tell them, whatever you have at your resource that you start with. If you want to make a movie and all you have is your phone, that's your camera, go make your movie, right? Every single time. And my favorite part about this is that whoever made this movie obviously did not have the resources to actually make a movie, and they went for it anyway. They said, F it, I'm going, let's go. What I dislike about the movie is that they actually succeeded in getting it on film. I would rather if they had like a horrible failure, say, okay, let me learn from my mistakes and let's actually make a better movie next time. They took all their mistakes and just said, we need the footage. We need the footage. Played some of the mistakes 2 times. Did not like that. Not at all.
So this was
not like it.
This was one of their last films that they did. So. The director.
Their last.
Yeah, so
really?
I've actually seen 3 other films by this director, sadly. But
this is him at the apex?
This is the end, baby. This was the capstone to his illustrious career.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, we can talk about it later or now, but like most of his films were, like he worked with Errol Flynn for a while. And so he directed an Errol Flynn movie, and he mostly did, though, in the middle of his career, like nudie type films. They weren't really pornos, but they were like nudie features.
No, that I get. I was expecting this to be a snuff film.
And so this totally like fits in that genre. Only now he's like at the end of his career. Something must have changed where like he couldn't do the nudies anymore. So he's like, well, if I can't do nudies, I'll just do the same thing, but for kids now. That's kind of the vibe that this movie has.
Wait, he's not responsible for the weird Alice in Wonderland almost porn movie. Okay.
No. That actually, it was a porn, but
porn adjacent.
This is more on par of like Fairy Tales or Cinderella.
Be careful, Aurelius.
But for kids.
He's Googling right now. Look, the 60s and 70s is weird, man.
Yes.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. But he was like, he did a lot of commercial films, so this was basically like the commercial film for Pirates World. Or he made 2 commercial films for Pirates World, right? Thumbelina and Jack and the Beanstalk, and then later they just recycled into this thing.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, so they added the Santa stuff on the ends because they wanted it to be like a holiday film, and they wanted to be able to air those other films during the holidays, so they'd be holiday themed. So they filmed this like bit with Santa around it, which is why like you could basically just take anything in the middle and just replace it with any 1-hour movie you've got. Because anything with a lesson, any fairy tale can just get shoved in the middle.
Anything that tells the lesson of not giving up, kids.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So really, we could make our own, Aurelius. We could do our own better version.
Fan funded, right? Could we?
Actually, no, wait, stop, hold on. You might be on to something here. No. See, this is the part where you listen and you don't do it. Yeah. This is how he got caught up. So I said, you ought to make something for the kids. Yeah, I should. Don't do that.
Yeah, this is one where maybe the kids could be left at home. Yeah. So Pirates World.
The kids don't seem like they were having fun in this either.
I feel like they weren't paid.
No, I doubt they were.
Oh, no.
Because, like, Santa's just yelling, back it up! Like, the animals, turn it around, keep on trying. Oh, that's not gonna work!
In all of the pan shots of this movie, there's always, like, when they're on the beach, there's always this one black girl. Like, of course, in the 70s, is a token black girl they have in there, right? And every single time they show her, her face is like, one of these kids stinks. She's got, like, the biggest stink face, like, one of these kids didn't wash.
Yes, I noticed that.
The biggest frown.
Yeah.
She's the only one who's being honest about not wanting to be there.
Oh, definitely. She's
like, my dad made me do this because he thought like I'd be like the next Jackson 5 or whatever. Like, that's why I'm here. Oh, Lordy.
Oh my gosh.
I'm glad we brought up Pirates World, by the way, because this film, the middle bits of the film, partly is filmed inside of a place called Pirates World, which was a amusement park in Florida, in one of the suburbs of Orlando. And it was called Pirates World. It had like a ride where you got on a big pirate ship that went around like a track, and would like the pirates on the ship would fight other pirates around, and like it was kind of supposedly a big affair in the Thumbelina. You can actually see the ship kind of moving through this in one of the shots, which is kind of cool. This was open from 1967 to at least 1973. And I say at least because there is a possibility it might have been open longer. I'm not sure how that fact isn't known, because you would think that would be known.
70s, man.
But I guess they didn't keep good records. And this was one of Walt Disney World's first victims, because pretty much once Walt Disney World opened in 1971, while this park was not necessarily doing great, Disney basically cratered it. And it didn't survive really much longer after Disney World opened. So it's kind of awesome. It's also kind of ridiculous. And it also makes sense why Walt Disney World beat them. Because once you figure out what rides and stuff they had, like, yeah, Disney World had more stuff. Sorry, guys.
So did Pirates World also like actually have this world of fairy tale, or like a Hans Christian Andersen world like they showed in Thumbelina?
Nope, it was pirate themed.
Okay.
Yeah, although supposedly
I was worried that it was like they showed in Thumbelina, where like you walked in to like expect to see like something like animatronics of the fairy tales, but instead all you get is a fucking speaker with them like reading the story to you.
Yeah, not even that.
Boring.
Supposedly, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
So in the defense, like the little shots they showed in the Thumbelina version of the actual park, it actually seemed kind of awesome. Like that horse, the roller coaster horses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's probably why they had to close, because of the lawsuit when somebody fell off that thing. Yeah. But it looked fun.
It did not look like they had any kind of belt or safety anything on that.
None at all. It was this is, you gotta remember, this is like before seatbelts were legal in cars.
Yeah.
Like, so you just got on this horse and you held on for dear life. This thing is like going down and dropping and taking curves, and no seatbelt.
No, and it was going enough speed that if a kid hit head first on the ground, they're done. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is I think that's why they closed. I'm pretty sure it's a lawsuit.
That would be a blessed release if you're if you're spending your weekend at Pirates World and they're shooting Thumbelina around you. I mean, what?
I don't know. They did have rock concerts at Pirates World, by the way. And the rock concerts included some legit groups, such as Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Jethro Tull, Steve Miller Band, Frank Zappa, and the Beach Boys were all there. And this is where we get also a weird little fact that it may not have closed in 1973 because Steely Dan was there in 1974. So did they just have the stage open and the rest of the park was closed? I don't know. Who knows? Anyway,
Steely Dan just showed up and just played in the empty.
They
didn't know what was going on.
Oh, that's right, because Steely Dan's super punk. Yeah, they would do that, right? Daniel, you have not given us your like. What's your like?
So I actually have two likes.
No, you
One
don't.
like is piggybacking on yours, Sean, because I also really like that song. But what I also loved about it was the actor looked while he sang it like he could not give a shit of what was going on. He was just like right before it, he's fallen asleep, right? Because both he and Santa are kind of like narcoleptic, maybe, because they just randomly fall asleep. But he gets up and he sings this song, but he's just like, he doesn't smile. He puts no emotion into it at all. It is a glorious voice, and it's a catchy song. But I just loved his utter sort of like ambivalence about being in this movie.
I actually felt the opposite. I felt like they were holding his family hostage off screen. Like they had like a gun to his wife's head, like, you better sing this song, man. He's just looking around like, whoa, whoa. He's sweating.
I could see that too. Yeah, the sweat coming off of him. It reminded me a lot of what they intentionally did in the Forbidden Zone, the Mystic Knights of Oingo Boingo movie that, what's his name?
The hell Danny are you talking about?
You know Danny Elfman?
Yeah.
The composer?
Danny Elfman,
right?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Danny Elfman was in a band in the 80s called Oingo Boingo, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, So Oingo Boingo, before the band, was a theater troupe called the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo. And they did, like, a stage show that was theater of, like, they reenacted old vaudeville routines, but did them with sort of, like, modern spins or with their music and such. And so Richard Elfman, who's Danny's brother, was involved in it. And at the very end of doing that theater troupe, Richard Elfman made a movie called The Forbidden Zone and sort of took some of their bits into this loose plot that had Hervé Villechaize, the guy, Deplane, the actor from Fantasy Island, was in it. And Susan Tyrrell, I think.
I know who you're talking about. He was a knick-knack in one of the James Bonds.
Yeah, in James Bond, yeah. So anyway, they took all the bits from the theater troupe into this movie called The Forbidden Zone. And it's a cult. It's called like the Citizen Kane of cult movies, but good movie. Reads very dated now in many ways, but still a nice slice from that era. Any case, that sort of musical scene with the giants singing reminded me so much of some of the musical acts they did in Forbidden Zone in a more ironic way. Here, unintentionally funny, but it just gave me that vibe, and I really enjoyed that. The other was, I loved the ending because the Ice Cream Bunny, I like horror, right? That Ice Cream Bunny appearing on that fire truck, it looked like a horror movie was about to happen. It was, the bunny is creepy And so I love the horror vibes. Again, even though that was not the intention. So I guess my two main likes are not necessarily something they intended to be a part of the movie or a response to the movie.
Did they? Didn't they? I mean, there were some horrible parts with it, but you see that kid fall off the car?
No. Did the kid fall off?
Kid fell off?
Oh, God. You got to go back and watch this, okay? Again, it was my friend who pointed this out. Okay. So we had to go back and rewind it. So there's... in this long montage with the bunny coming down, right?
A montage.
At one point, the dog is...
whatever.
It was like the 3 hours of B-roll they had of this bunny in the car with the kids on the back.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, on the fire truck. All right. So the dog is not there. The dog comes to greet them, and the dog keeps running in front of the car. So you see the bunny slam the brakes. Now, why would you let a person in a bunny costume drive an old school fire truck with a bunch of kids just hanging off the back of it? Again, it's the 70s. It was a different time, folks. But he slams the brake. There's a kid hanging on the back, right? And the kid, like, you see his, like, foot, like, come off a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dog moves. The truck starts again. The dog runs back in front of the truck. The bunny slams the brakes again. And this time the kid falls all the way off.
I just saw it. You're right.
And I'm telling you, this is why that part closed from the lawsuits.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like, okay, so when we were watching this whole bit with this truck, right?
Yeah.
He's obviously just like put it in first, or just if it's an auto, just like let off the brake, right? To just let it roll. But whoever is in the bunny costume either cannot see or is not legally allowed to drive or drunk or all three. And so there's moments when he'll just turn the wheel like suddenly and the car, and this is not like a good fire truck, right? This is one of those like vintage fun ones you just have like at a parade. It's meant to go straight. You're not really meant to drive it. And so this thing will just go like jerk around, and you see the kids like holding on for dear life because it's just it's like trying to like one of those like little kid like four-wheel things where they could like ride, but like they're super janky, and so if you turn too fast it like flips over. It's like that, except life size and with like 50 kids on the back waiting to be murdered.
And the bunny's head keeps coming sort of askew and falling off during all of that too. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was horror. I mean, when you saw him put his bunny foot on the gas,
yeah,
and like you just see it didn't fit inside of the little, like it was huge. It was like hitting the gas and the brake at the same time, and there are kids on that truck. That's horror. That's actual horror. It should be on Shudder.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and then the ice cream bunny. Think about it. The ice cream bunny shows up. He drops all the kids off and makes an exchange. He exchanges all the kids who he's been holding hostage and exchanges them for Santa. And then he drives off with Santa, and Santa's gone. And as soon as Santa gets killed, the sled disappears because there's no more Santa. The kids think, oh, the sled must have gone back to the North Pole. But is that the case, or is it because the ice cream bunny just got rid of Santa finally?
Yeah. Are you saying
all of his magic disappeared?
Wait, is the ice cream bunny the American version of Krampus? Oh my
or
God.
The Easter, the counterpart to the Easter bunny.
Oh my
like the
God!
Krampus version of the Easter bunny.
It's not the ice cream bunny. It's the Easter bunny in disguise. He's mad because by the 70s,
Santa.
right, Christmas has become secular, but the Easter bunny is like Jesus's best bro, right? And so this is him getting back. He kills Santa to stop Christmas. That's what this is about.
They get behind the bulrushes. He just takes his mask off. It's like Donnie Darko, just like, I'm going to get you.
Well, Santa does. Like, when the bunny's coming, Santa's like, oh, look, kids, we all know who this is. It's our good friend. And I'm like, the Easter bunny? And then he's like, the ice cream bunny. I'm like, what the hell is the ice cream bunny?
Nobody knows. This
Easter
movie
bunny
doesn't
was
explain.
trademarked.
Yeah.
The Easter bunny was trademarked by the Catholic Church. They couldn't do it.
No.
They get sued.
It's utterly bizarre. Like, where does he come from? Nobody knows. He just he just appears. The kids like call him up with their like secret mind. Like, he's
Pirates
basically
World?
I mean, is he from Pirates World?
I
Is
think
that did
he's
they
like
have
the,
an ice
I
cream
think
bunny?
he's the Mickey Mouse of Pirates World. He
What
was the
hell
mascot
does
for
a
Pirates
bunny
World,
have
right?
to do with pirates?
I don't know. What does ice cream have to do with bunnies?
Presumably they
What does a
like
mouse
it.
have to do with Disney?
I mean, that's a fair point. What does a mouse have to do with Disney? That is a
But
good point.
Did the ice cream bunny have clothes?
No,
Bow tie, that's it.
The bow tie. Okay, so there we got the nudie aspect in at least. So he was able to fit that into this picture, even with it being a kids' movie.
oh my
Okay.
god.
Are we going to talk about the part of the movie where they actually tried to get the sleigh? That obviously was not buried at all in any significant way.
Not one.
Where they tried to
inch
get the
buried.
sleigh out of the sand just by bringing in animals.
Yes. Well, was
Okay,
this
go
a
for it.
dislike? If this was something you disliked, it can be your dislike for the movie.
Go for it. Just go for it,
I mean,
Aurelius. Do it.
Yeah, just go.
We'll let you
Okay,
have another.
so-
You're a guest. It's fine.
No, I don't. Yeah, okay, so a white girl shows up with a gorilla. A little bitty white girl shows up with a gorilla to the sleigh. This gorilla cannot do it. And can we all talk about the fact that this gorilla was the only animal that was actually on task? I don't care about being a suit. Gorilla shows up and gives us his hardest. The gorilla could not budge the sleigh.
Not at
So
all.
what did they bring next? Was it a donkey?
They
A
brought
donkey
an ass,
and then
yeah.
a sheep.
And then a sheep. They got like
If the gorilla
all
can't
of it.
do it, the
It's getting
fucking
like-
sheep can do
Animals
it.
are getting progressively weaker. Like, again, when you're telling me that this is like a master, like a guy who directed like a lot of movies, at no point did he think to himself, this animal is not just going to go ahead and back into the harness like on its own. Let's just go ahead and edit together some footage so it seems like that's what happened. No. He just raw dogs the animals. He just brings them on. It's like, we're going to hope they know what to do. Because they
I
couldn't
think there
find a
was a-
sheep costume.
There was the pig in there too.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah,
"Pig," I'm
the
like-
pig.
But again, as I said, I've worked with kids. And this logic is not really beyond them. Like, you'll ask a question in class and the kid will give a wrong answer and you'll be like, no, that's not quite it. That same kid will raise your hand again and give the same wrong answer like 5 more times. So, that's actually probably the more realistic part of the movie. But I'm just thinking about how did this white girl get a gorilla? All the other animals, I can see the scenario, go to grandpa's farm, get that animal.
Yeah.
This little blonde white girl just walked into a zoo and said, I would like a gorilla, please. And said, well, sure. I don't know. I gotta save Santa.
Just in case
Sounds better than me.
anybody at home is getting confused and thinking there's a real gorilla in this, like it is a dude in a gorilla suit, right? So
Yeah.
just to be clear, like I just don't want you to think like somehow they also didn't have any safety standards for animals and just had like a real gorilla on set.
But again,
All the other animals were real though.
Like, yeah.
if she showed up with Coco from the Lincoln Park Zoo,
Oh.
I would not have been surprised because when that kid fell off the truck, I knew they didn't care about these kids.
No, they
I really
didn't.
should have counted the kids at the beginning of the movie and the kids at the end of the movie and see if the numbers matched.
Oh, we should do that because this could be one of those films where like we need doeskiddie.com. Yeah.
No, or does a mom say, I've had enough? No, we're going home.
Yeah. Yeah, like, again, you push the button too far. Like, no, we've hit a safety limit I'm not willing to make for my kid to have a career I can leech off. Yeah.
These kids got paid in candied cigarettes.
We were at a candy store, and my brother and I, like, when my kid was there with us, and we saw those little cigarette-looking packs of those, like, candy cigarettes, and we're like, weren't those illegal? Like, do those still exist? And we're like, yeah, they still exist. And we were like, let's just keep the kid away from this area.
This is an update to make them vape pens, just candy vape pens. Just.
I mean, there's a reason why they put them on all those nice flavors. Ugh, ridiculous. Well, we're on dislikes, I guess.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm sorry.
no, you're fine. We're all on board with the animal scenario is ridiculous, but also weirdly logical from a kid's perspective. Yeah.
These are kids helping, right?
Yeah, that's what they
If
would
you
do.
ever had your kids help you, you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my kid too. He just brings TikToks to everything. Yeah. He was singing like some KSI song from YouTube like for like 2 weeks. He just kept singing the like chorus for that song. And I was like, I can't, kid. Please stop. Please stop. I might have a seizure. It wasn't a good KSI song. I'm not saying he has a lot of great songs, but it was not a good one. It was an obnoxious song. He's got some better ones.
Those are kids.
He needs to do a cover of Fee Fi Fo Fum.
I will get the kid involved. We'll do a duet with harmonies.
What's that smell?
Yes, what's that
It's my 12-year-old. He and his friends are playing Smash.
Oh, Lordy. All right, Daniel, jump in.
Yes.
What's your dislike? Go.
My dislike is when I watched the Thumbelina version, that was my dislike because the strongest, because I had already suffered through the movie once. And it's mostly like it's a terrible, terrible movie, and it kind of sucks your soul in general, but it's hard to pinpoint like one thing that's just like overridingly bad compared to the rest of it. Like the acting's bad, the cinematography, everything's bad about this, right? There's nothing that sticks out. But then I watched Thumbelina, and somehow the terribleness of the movie that I watched on Tubi got like 10 times more worse. Like we went up a log or down a log in like worseness. And it might just be inherent to the Thumbelina story, which I admit I didn't really know. I don't think I've ever seen or read Thumbelina before, so I like looked it up on Wikipedia. But it doesn't play well. Like the whole mole situation is creepy as fuck. The wanting to marry her to the old mole and the constant like pressures for her that her worth was to marry someone, and the emphasis on she could only be happy if she was among her own kind. Just there were sort of like racial overtones to that I was feeling when I was watching it. I was like, this does not sound kosher or good to me. So Thumbelina, just watching that, I felt kind of icky after watching that version of it. So that was my dislike.
All of this makes sense if you remember that you're watching a movie that was produced in Florida in 1972.
Yes.
Or 1970. Yeah. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah.
But it was fun seeing the frog, like the spandex frog man, right? That was fun.
The frog guy was actually one of the most creative parts of the whole entire thing, I would say, of making that character, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone a little further with it. They might have put the spandex frogman in a gimp suit. It might have brought us a little bit further along. But, it was for kids.
What about you, Sean? What was your dislike?
Oh, Jesus. Look, nothing about this film is technically good except the song. The song is legit. But I gotta be honest. I've mentioned it technically already, but I cannot stand the 4 fucking hour bunny driving toward us sequence. I can't. It goes on for fucking ever. It is nonstop. He seems to like go backwards as he's progressing forward. Like I don't know that he's actually getting closer until he's actually there. I don't know why he's there. The scene has clearly been shot with the kids singing some other song while they're on the truck, but there's no sound for it. All we get is this horrifying siren straight out of like freaking Gacy's basement. And And like
Chicago.
woo! Yeah, and so it's just this. It's like a nightmare sequence, and I just want it to stop. Except it just keeps going and going and going and never ending. And so I hate it. I thought there was no way that the movie could get worse than the beginning, because like the ADR is really bad, like the sound, all of it's bad, right? The horrible Santa song, the "Whoa, it's me," blah blah song, that horrible song, all that's really bad.
Far worse than the end.
Oh no,
because the end is like worse. All surreal. It has this. It's
Daniel,
almost like
I did not sign up to take drugs.
The beginning is just him droning on about, oh, it's so hot.
You didn't find that hot. Way more? He's a hairy white man who's portly in freaking fleece linens. Of course he's hot. It's Florida, for fuck's sake. Right? What's this damn bunny doing here?
Yes, why does he go on about it for like 20 minutes?
Daniel,
well, I feel sorry for him here because kids randomly show up, and if he starts undressing and those kids show up, he's in trouble.
Yeah, 100%. There's an Amber Alert waiting to happen.
Exactly. Just keep your clothes on, sir. Just kids might pop out of the bushes with a gorilla.
Oh, the freaking kids in the Huck Finn and we completely forgot to mention those kids.
What kids?
Huckleberry Finn.
And Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. Yeah.
They're just floating down the river on a raft with a fucking raccoon, and then like they watch this whole scene for no reason other than just Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer.
Is it
like?
Is it Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer, or is it two kids playing as like they're just in the river playing as? Well, they might have just called each other Tom and Huck because they're like playing in the river and playing Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer.
So these are just regular kids cosplaying
just regular kids
and Tom Sawyer in the river with a raccoon.
Yeah.
This reads this could work.
Right? Why not? You got gorillas being brought up by little girls, so like, why couldn't these two have like a raccoon at home? So you're like, hey, let's go play Huck and Tom today.
Where's Jim? Where is Jim at?
Oh no! Even in 1970, like, no, this is not a good idea.
Oh yeah, that's
not a good idea.
Nah, that's a good point. Yeah, he was not in Florida. No.
No.
You're right. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah. No, that would not have worked out. A grown black man on a raft with two white boys. No.
That goes some bad places.
1970 Florida. Nah.
No.
Which is weird because I remember going to Florida like in the 70s, and yeah, no.
No. Oh boy.
Totally different state. No.
Nope. That's a fair point. Yeah. Oof. Well, in any case, they're Huck Finn and Tom Sawyer in this movie inexplicably and unexplained, and they have a baby raccoon.
And they do just sit there and watch them from the bushes, or watch Santa from the bushes for the whole movie, right? And
yeah.
Okay.
They never get involved. They never become part of the plot. They just pop up. And look what's going on here, and then just don't do anything.
It just don't do nothing at all. Oh Lord. Anyway, yeah. So the end of this movie sucks. I hate it.
Now, if Tom Sawyer, if Huck Finn had walked in with a gorilla, that reads. That's in character.
That is in character, but also, whew, man, we'd have
We just snuck into the zoo and got a gorilla. We found us this here gorilla. The raccoon opened the lock.
That could have gone really bad.
The raccoon opened the lock. It's Rocket Raccoon before he gets turned into, the rocket. Yeah. I'm just thinking.
Are there other? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, Daniel. It's fine.
Oh, I was just going to say, are there other dislikes?
Everything.
Aurelius, do you have a strong dislike?
Oh, man, the whole movie, it was just the whole. I'm a teacher, and like the entire time, I'm like, where are these kids' parents? Like the one kid who was jumping off the top of the roof with the umbrella, with the lawn umbrella. Like, first of all, either one, where are his parents, or where are the friends that talked him into doing this?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this whole movie was just really, really bad. I did notice something really weird though. the quality of the insert movies, so like Jack and the Beanstalk and Thumbelina, was notably better than the actual framing movie.
Yes.
Like the sound was way better,
Yeah.
the lighting, everything was editing, everything was way better, which I thought was kind of weird.
It's like they put all the money there.
Well, the internal movies were the ones in the 70s funded by Pirates World, made by that guy that worked with Errol Flynn and had been making movies for a really long time. The guy who shot the bookend portion, I don't know who the hell he was.
Oh, okay.
And
so these are two different.
Yeah, they're two directors.
Lord.
Barry
Mahan is the film within the film. And that's Richard
and Richard
Weiner.
Weiner is the Santa part.
Oh, okay. This makes sense. That reads.
Yeah.
And so
that reads. Okay.
You remember when Santa is... Or, I'm sorry, I interrupted, because did you have the dislike other than the movie in general?
I mean, my other dislike with the movie was the end. Because Santa pulls off and then the sleigh just disappears. Which again, I'm not going to be mad at the special effects. They had no budget. I get it. Okay. But could not that have happened the entire time? Like couldn't it just disappear? Like, whatever force brought it back to the North Pole or wherever it went. Oh, and the beginning. Okay, again, I know it's the 70s. They don't have any B-roll of reindeer in snow. Like you're at the North Pole and it's like grass. What's to see grass at the North Pole? Like just frolicking in the grass during springtime. There's a waterfall in the background. It's the North Pole. That and the kids' clothes didn't fit. The little elves.
None.
Oh, those elves, yeah. No.
The little costumes, like they were wearing like their street clothes.
Yeah.
Under the elf costumes. But those kids could perform. They gave like probably the best performance in the whole movie, outside of Honest John. Honest John was acting.
He
was
trying his scenes. Yeah.
Yes.
He definitely
was
like,
serving
this
Olivier.
Is the big break. This is it. They finally pulled me up from the miners. Let's go. I give it my all. Oh Lord!
All right,
Honest John was doing his job.
Yeah, Honest John was doing his job. Yep.
So I have a question about when Santa was like calling all the kids by name to first like recruit them to come to help him with his sled stuck. All the kids are doing various types of things, and the one girl who's with the dog, whose name I forget now. Do you remember the dog? Rebel.
Yes, a dog in Florida named Rebel. Yes, go.
Yeah.
She was like making a loop with her arms for the dog to jump through, and it, like halfway through the jump, it froze because Santa was calling, right? So my question is, was the budget so low that they couldn't even afford to get a fucking hula hoop? That they had to make the girl like make the hoop?
Yes. Yeah.
Or were they going for some kind of like, because that's more like personal and realistic, the kids would be doing that with their arms in the day for the dog to jump through? Or did they just not have the money for the hula
they
hoop?
didn't have any money.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I think half
I don't know if you guys grew up in the 70s or early 80s. I think sometimes we forget, though, like how under-resourced you were as children. Yeah. Like no matter what your income level was, like, you just didn't have stuff. You're just making stuff up.
Yeah. Yeah. Kicking cans. Come on, that's a pastime. You feel
throwing rocks.
Yeah. We did that. We just like throw rocks at stuff like for literally hours. Man, I had a G.I. Joe collection as a kid. Not like much of a collection. And like we weren't allowed to get new ones. Like once a year we could get like one new one, right? And so we would just be like, well, what do we do? We've gotten bored with them. So we would like make spitballs and like take a straw and just shoot, like set them up around the room and shoot spitballs at my G.I. Joes. For hours we would do this. And I'm pretty sure my mom didn't like it because there's spitballs all over the wall. But still, we had to make do, man. You had to figure stuff out. And that wasn't even the 70s. That was the 90s.
Yeah.
Kids these days, they have just too much.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Final thoughts and grades.
Well, I
Sean.
I'll go first, but I want to let you know that Barry Mann, his last film was in 1994, and it was Nudes, Nudists, and Nudism, Volume 2. He was not involved in Volume 1, just to be clear.
He went back to the classics.
Yeah, and he specifically was involved in a section called Art School for Nudists.
Maybe it was archival footage that he had done or something that it came out in that, like, previously unreleased. Yeah, I don't know.
Nobody knows.
But one of his other movies, his early movies, was featured on Mystery Science Theater
Not Sex
back
Killer,
in the day.
was it?
No, Rocket Ship XM.
Oh, he's got one called Run, Swing, or Run and Prostitutes Protective Society.
That one is available, because I watched part of it, is available on the internet. It's like, what the hell is it called now?
Daniel, you don't need to keep
one of
telling
those
it yourself. You can stop.
One of those repositories for, like, movies that are in public domain. It's available online.
Oh my god.
So it's classic Grindhouse. But
oh my lord.
and then he also did Santa Claus and the Three Bears, which we happened to watch like a couple Christmases ago because they had it on Midnight Pulp or one of those channels on the TV.
Gay porn too?
What's that?
Not that kind of bear.
You did gay porn too?
No. No, this was another kids one. It was like it was like the cartoon story of three bears, and the three bears want to stay up all night to meet Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a coin toss.
Yeah,
okay.
So no, that one was not. Yeah, that one was an actual kids movie. Yeah.
I'm like, this guy had a career. I mean, he did it all.
He did have a little bit of a career, just doing some questionable films. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's basically what Ed Wood did too. So
yeah, Fanny Hill meets Dr. Erotico, 1967.
Jeez. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, my last
Volume 2 killed me. I don't know. That was a perfect setup. Horrible movie, Volume 2. Okay, go.
Well, anyway, yeah, this movie's horrific. It is arguably, or inarguably, possibly the worst thing we've ever done for Torture Cinema. It's the only good thing about it is that I get to have a fun conversation with you guys. Really, if I'm being honest. So I hate this film, and it's an F-. It is atrocious.
All right, that's fair. Aurelius?
I'm a teacher. I give it a U for unsatisfactory.
What is that in letter grade?
That's an F. That's an F, but we stopped wanting to give kids Fs because it made them feel bad. We just called them unsatisfactory because,
I feel like nobody involved in this film's going to feel bad if they're still around. They know.
Those poor kids are all in their 50s now. They're like...
Yeah. But nobody knows they were in this. Nobody knows.
To be clear, you want F, not F-.
No, I want to go lower than F. That's why I picked U for unsatisfactory.
Okay.
Okay.
F minus Kelvin.
Minus.
I don't.
F minus Kelvin. You're not the first that has needed to figure out how do we have a lower score than F-, because we've never done a film this bad, and this is.
Yes, you have.
No, we have not.
Batman versus Superman.
No, it's that I would watch that over this easily.
Really? That's just so offensive. Batman versus...
What?
The Zack Snyder one?
Look.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Look,
I kind of liked it. It was bad, but it wasn't that bad.
It's nowhere near this.
See, every time somebody gets on me about liking these new superhero movies, I remind them that Lou Ferrigno was my Hulk. I showed them what my Spider-Man looked like when I was a kid. It was like all this was way better than anything I ever had as a kid. So yeah, I loved it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I digress.
That's fine. Well, Daniel, it is up to you. Final grade. Your thoughts?
Yes, the movie's terrible. Thumbelina version, definitely F-. Relative to that, I would give the Jack and the Beanstalk one an F. Not an F-, but just... I feel bad not giving this an F- just because I've gone through all the old torture episodes and done that list of what everything has been graded. And to give this higher than an F- just seems totally unfair. I think there's probably worse films that have been done in torture cinema, in my opinion. And I'm sure there's worse films out there in many regards, but this has very few, if any, redeeming qualities to it, so I will also give it an F-.
That gives us a handy average of F-.
F-.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we're at the end now. We're going to wrap up. So, as a reminder, this is for anyone here live or listening later. This is the last episode of the season. We come back at the end of January or the very beginning of February. We'll announce it on our socials when we come back, but we take a break. Episodes will be dropping for anyone who's here live, and we'll be dropping episodes basically until like Christmas Eve, and then I'm taking a break. So yeah, so there you go.
Much needed.
There's a lot to release, let me just say. So follow us at all the places. We're Skiffy and Fanty pretty much everywhere. Our link tree is linktr.ee/Skiffy and Fanty that has all of our links to all of the things that we have. We're on Blue Sky and all of the fun places. Please follow us. Please share things, share episodes, tell your friends. Please, for the love of God, and follow us on Patreon if you can. I realize I've just taken Daniel's part of the script, and I don't care, Daniel. Suck it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. For me, I'm SeanDuke.net. Alphabet Streams is where Skiffy and Fanty does every Friday at 7 p.m. Central. Alphabet Streams other stuff will be coming back very, very soon here. I'll be making announcements. I have a Patreon, all that stuff too. My link tree is just /SeanDuke. Daniel, where can people find you?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Reading 1000 Lives. 1000 is 1000. Or my blog, reading1000lives.com, where I review books, and of course Skiffy and Fanty's blog. So if you don't check out the Skiffy and Fanty blog, please make sure you do that.
And our special guest is Aurelius Reigns.
Where can people find you?
You can catch me at Aurelius Reigns R2 at Blue Sky .social. That's AURELIUS R2, just like in the movie. Thank you.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
Do you realize how cool it is to have your name be Aurelius and like see it pop up in a movie? It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cool. Do you have anything you'd like to plug? To let folks know about any work you've had recently or that you might have come in?
Oh, yeah, sure. I had a story posted called The Problem of Flojo's Glory Pose. It's in Strange Horizons magazine, so I encourage you to get a copy and read it. It's a really, really fun story.
Cool. Please do, everybody. Check out Aurelius' stuff, and thank you very much for really somewhat last minute for being willing to watch this movie and come chat with us.
No, you're enemies now, don't get me wrong. If you guys ever come to Chicago, it's on site. Be prepared to fight. But beyond that, it's all around socials. Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. I will be in Chicago in February, by the way. So, okay, I will hide.
No, we're going to dance. Don't hide. I can't fight. That's my secret. I'm 6'3", 300 pounds. I cannot fight. If you call my bluff, you're good.
That's fine. I can't fight either. I'm a hugger. It's all good. All right, folks. I'm not going to make it awkward. I'm just going to let you know to have a great holiday season, whatever you may celebrate. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Don't do anything illegal. Yeah.
See you next year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The Easter is coming.
All right. Well, that's where we're going to end then. Well, bye.
In a fire truck.
The ice cream buddy is coming.
The ice cream buddy's coming for you and your sleep.
For you.
For you.
Fire truck with those seatbelts.
if you want to support this show, you can go to patreon.com/skiffyandfanty or skiffyandfanty.com, our website, where you can get access to all of our fancy things. Our music comes from Holy Mole. You can support him and his work at patreon.com/holymole. Thank you for listening.